One of the things that has been a source of casualties in Afghanistan and Iraq has been the fuel convoys that are required to get fossil fuels to remote outposts. It's incredibly costly, incredibly dangerous. At some of the more distant locations, it can cost as much as $400 a gallon to deliver this fuel. A huge drain on their resources. It's contributed to, in some years, as many as half of the casualties that our armed forces have suffered. And so the field commanders were demanding and begging for alternatives to fossil fuels that would be safer and more cost-effective. I was aboard a ship, they nickname it the USS Prius. It is a dual power system. Jet turbines for high speeds and electric motors for anything below 12 knots. Well, that ship spends 70% of its life below 12 knots. So it uses a third of the fuel that comparable vessels in the past have used and they currently use. So it represents an enormous reduction in carbon emissions, an enormous savings for the military, and because that vessel can go 3 times as far on the same amount of fuel, it's much more effective. It projects the force that the military needs to project. The military can be a market driver. It has been for different technologies in the past and has helped, sort of led the way on transitioning to new technologies. They make it possible for markets to go in new directions. In terms of energy, they represent 80% of the energy footprint of our government and the single largest consumer of energy in the country, by far. So by definition, they have a position to influence markets. Sustainability as an opportunity to be more effective, which is why I was really excited to work on the Green Military Project for Sierra, because it's just a beautiful argument against the idea that going green, being sustainable, being planet-friendly is a cost and a burden and a distraction. Because what the military is showing, it's not a distraction of the cost. It's a benefit that makes your organization more effective. Realize that these organizations are doing exactly what the environmental community has asked them to do for so long, banging heads against the wall, trying to convince them that it was a false dichotomy between their missions and being better planetary citizens, being more sustainable.